Welcome to Think Remote. My name is Sharon Koifman, and today I would like to discuss culture. Culture, my favorite buzzword. Just saying that word makes me happy. I don't know anybody who wouldn't want to have an amazing culture, because when I think about culture, I imagine this lifestyle in Google or Facebook where employees lounge around or play ping pong or have the most incredible happy hour, and somehow everybody seems to be so incredibly productive. Anyone that is under the age of 40 or maybe even under the age of 45 that runs a business probably wants to have an amazing culture. But when it comes to practice, it seems that culture can be a little bit of a money drain. And many people don't really understand what is it that they actually invest in, simply because there is not necessarily any clear definition. Now, when I train people about remote employees and how to manage them properly, one of the key themes that I discuss is replicating the process and the culture. Now, process is fairly easy to define. It's the way you train, it's the way you motivate, it's the way you qualify, it's the way you interview. But the culture is a little more broad, it's a little more generic. And when I did a lot of research back in the days about what culture is, I kind of figured that even the people that are providing the definitions are not 100% clear about what culture is. I mean, I literally had buzzwords defining other buzzwords. So some people would say that the culture is the personality of the company. Or my favorite, it is the DNA of the company. Yeah, that's a good one. Other places were giving the most complicated definitions. Now, I didn't memorize those, so I kind of wrote them down. I looked at Wikipedia, and the values and behaviors that contribute to the unique social and psychological environment of a business. And if you look in Investopedia, if I pronounce that properly, corporate culture refers to the beliefs and behaviors that determine how a company's employees and management interact and handle outside business transactions. Now that is a mouthful. And I realized that the only way that I can explain properly to my people about culture is creating my own definition. Now, just a disclaimer, this is not the most precise definition. It might not cover everything that culture has to offer, but it is the most actionable definition that I can offer. So in my book, culture means connection. I know. I've been criticizing other people but for using a buzzword to define other buzzword, but let me sink more into it. When you make a choice to invest in your culture, what you're really doing is investing in activities, processes, strategies that get your people connected more to their company or connected more towards other people in the company. And even as a bonus, they also connect more to the clients. And that is the key component of culture. It is the connection. So let's get even deeper into this. When you are connecting more to your company, you do it most of the time, and one of the biggest strategies is a focus on happiness. So creating benefits and social activities and everything that makes people feel happy in the company. But I just want to be clear that while happiness seems to be the only solution for connection, it is not. Let's take Steve Jobs, for example. Steve Jobs was not necessarily a specialist in happiness. He was really not. I mean, he would torture his people. He would make them work like 12 hours a day and kept them in his super high standard, but he gave them a challenge. He gave them a feeling that they're creating an incredible value. Everybody is using Apple today, and these individuals were the ones that made it happen. And that's huge. And that also is a value that makes people connect better to the company. Now, equally as important is the connection between people, because at least the majority of modern companies, I know that there's old companies out there that really focus on individual productivity. In modern companies, teamwork is a key component to have more productive work environments. And really, when you focus on teamwork, you want to get people as active as much as possible with each other. So the famous activities to make that happen is the parties, the social activities, the teamwork benefits. That's what you're investing in. You really are investing in getting people working better with each other, and hopefully that will affect the bottom line. Now, last and somewhat least, not as important, and it doesn't affect everybody in your company, just affect the people that are talking to the clients, is the connection with the clients. And you do need to have some culture that is associated with your clients. Of course, if all your target market is fashion people, at least some of your people in the company should know where they're going to purchase their next shoes. And if your target market is sports and athletes, you should be having people in your company that at least watch some hockey and football and basketball once in a while, just to understand where the work is. Now, why am I discussing all this? We're in relation to remote employees, because eventually this is a Think Remote, a vlog about everything that has to do with remote and remote management. It is the fact that remote employees tend to be the most disconnected people in your company. Get it? Culture is all about connection. The remote employees are the most disconnected people, and that's why culture has to become even more important for you if you are working with lots of remote employees. I hope that gives you a really good idea about what culture is, and hopefully we'll start setting you up in creating better goals in relation to culture. And next time, when you think about hiring, think remote.